What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. A bit of an interesting take on a product by Konami. 5 packs of Rarity Collection in a retail little box, maybe replacing special editions to some degree. Ignore that greedy price on the screen, by the way. I'm sure it'll be like $30 or $25, which still $5 a pack would be a bit, but that's what MSRP is. And I don't think it's really going to compete or take away, even if the quantity is there, versus boxes, because that's already a cheaper kind of rate per pack. This does target like people who go around and go, oh, I've heard that set is good. Oh, it's right here. I might as well get some. And it will up the quantity of sealed. And it's another point that Konami can do whatever they want with sealed. Now, I want to address real quick if I sound a little bit different today, stumbling through words, etc. I probably fractured my foot. I go to the doctor tomorrow to get kind of that prognosis on it, but it's a dull to sharp pain. It's under my left pinky toe, and I am a bit frustrated because I've been doing great on weight loss. I've lost 11 pounds the last 3 weeks. I've been working out and dieting hard for the upcoming holidays to gain it back, albeit, but it's still just a bit frustrating, and it's more of a dull pain right now. But if I do seem a bit off, that's probably what I'm going through. Now, back to the Rarity Collection. I will be doing a live stream Friday. I have 5 total cases, and I'll be doing box battles, and also a huge giveaway pool along with that will probably start to culminate, and it's my first live stream back in a while, so hopefully doing better then, and hopefully it can be a drunk stream. Hopefully I'm not on any medicine for that foot. Now, going through the Rarity Collection itself, there's been a lot of movement in quarter-century rares. I just want to kind of go through a mid-top one with Nibiru to show exactly what's happening. A lot of the quarter-century rares, dip down, oh, there's a bunch, we're selling them, we're going to get rid of cards we don't want to keep the ones we want, and people started taking those and they started spiking up. And look at all these sales, playset after playset at $39.40 after they were a bit cheaper there, and people were getting them for $30 before. So a lot of those 25th rares going on up in price, and the competition's still there, but it's interesting how many people are eating into that defined best rarity by the community. I still like ultimate rares, but people argue collector rare versus the ultimate rares. It's definitely a battle. A lot of misprints and quality control issues too. If you haven't seen, there's like magenta ink blobs on certain ones that look amazing on a few of them, like Bloody Effect Veiler that I shared today, or the card backs being on the card front, or just entire shiny foil 25th rare with no name imprint, so you know it was a misprint even if somebody tried to acetone it initially. Like, it's super interesting what is happening with the set, both in hype, misprint community, pretty much everything with it. I will say that we have pre-sales up for the next set. Centurion's hype. I don't think it's probably worth $400 for the deck core though, because a lot of the times these sets fall out in value very quickly and then spike back up. So I tend to stay away from pre-sales, although Christia quarter century rare is an interesting one to me because a lot of people are going to want that to add to their collection. I also do like the mementos. I think they're super cool conceptually, but again, I don't think they'll be the most expensive thing in the world. So while you can use code What'sGood5 for 5% off and support the channel directly over at Gamer's Choice and probably Tier 0 later today, I think they said they were going to try to get the pre-sales up today. I don't know, at these prices, I'd probably be waiting on the Centurion, even though it is pretty hype, but let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to be, a lot of people are sleeping on it with everything going on around, too many sets, they didn't even know this was coming? I know Ruxin's had that discussion, and maybe, I just don't see it from a side set necessarily, but yeah, weirder things have happened, right? I do think some of the quarter century rares are super cool, especially like this one is super hype in the OCG and it's just 40, but the American market can take some different twists and turns. Exo Sister Magnifica has really held. We only really covered the initial buyout as it was spiking before, like when it was at the 7 range and continued to get buyout. It has held for some time at $17+ and we haven't really covered that. I know DZ was feature matched on the YCS and stuff like that, but yeah, seriously, this is a pricey card at this point. Also is sold for the warrior good stuff. I know you can play this in Mekanko as well as Infernoble, of course. It got spotlighted with Pack doing super well with the deck too. The collector rare is mad up. This is one of those ones when it was 50, I was like, yeah, I think this will go up over time, and it sure has. And it doesn't have the most versions, but luckily there is an amazing Defender version, and with that so ripped open for all the archetypes inside, there's plenty of super rares still around. But if you want a nicer version of it, The UR is starting to cost a little more in first edition original. Why not? It's still a good looking version if you're not going for the collector rare. Fire Flint Lady, the Eternal Penny Stonk, is stonking. Apparently you can play this in Mekanko also, where if you're playing the Isoldes, you play this mayhaps, and of course Infernoble as well, up towards $3. It's been a long time coming, probably, especially without a reprint on this card. But yeah, this has always had so much potential to go up, yet feels like it often stays down in price. Super Quantum Red Layer, the card that keeps coming back for Fire Warrior goodness, is also really low in quantities and up in price, so you might want to pay attention to these in bulk once again. It's always been one of those cards that's been resident sleepered on way too often, and only comes in Ultra, Super from a tournament pack, and then another tournament pack common, so not the easiest to get in the world. Battle and Boxer King Dempsey. I always remember the Dempsey roll from that one manga, Hajime no Ippo. But yeah, seriously, this is up in price and goes up even further quickly, $6 to $7 here, and $8 on the front page even, and pretty cool card overall for what it does with the Fire Warrior search stuff. DD Wave High King Caesar. There's also High King Caesar without, or is it like Wave King Caesar, not High King? There's two versions of this basically, and this is the one doesn't have a reprint for a long time that is ending up on Unchained Fields, and the rare is still worth a little bit of money too that is not this card. Sorry to explain that poorly, but basically this card's on End Fields of Unchained, and it's been doing good for some time, and you can see it spiked a while ago and has maintained. Ritual Beast got new support coming out, and people are taking to it. Remember, this already did have buyouts when the art was revealed, so people did that gamba there, and seeing how it's gone pretty wild crazy here, people were ready to double down, triple down into it, or knee-jerk reaction. Oh, it's gonna be good. Where are my loops, brother? And the Spiritual Beast, which, you know, you have to type the different term to get here for some reason. Rampengu Supers are way up, as are the Wenda Tamers. They're running out of quantities on both of the rares slowly. This is before the Megatons really changed up rarities, but do be aware this old waifu for the deck is, even as a rare, worth a little bit of money. Darksome Morgue, even the commons from the OTS packs are starting to go up, not the most versions, and apparently this is a pretty good tech in Flunder against Rescue Ace, according to the Discord. I haven't seen it in action, but that might be where some of the hype is coming from. The first assumption was Edison from people, but yeah, be aware, Darksome Morgue bubbling up here in price even for the common. The 25th anniversary tins have been an utter failure. Really, really bad, and people were saying they were waiting for Black Friday for clearance. I was wondering around the 145 a case if that was the right move or if they might track back upward. It's absolutely the right move. 125 here. I wonder what they'll get clearance to on Black Friday. Not the most sellers wanting to take the L's, but there's only a couple of good singular promos, that word exists. Not promo packs, just promos with Stardust Dark Magician and Cyber Dragon, and it's hard to get your money back out of these because the top cards are shorted. Fenrir from this has gone up a bit, and now the ultra rare is spiking back up, and the ultimate has been recovering value too. Remember, this isn't just a cash tier card. It can play other places as a pretty good tech within the format. So cash tier ultis have also been rebounding after we pointed and laughed at them going back down. But looking through the tens themselves, yeah, you're just really, when you're opening a 10 and you're trying to hunt, what are you hunting after versus just, well, I could buy a 10 or I could get the single. Well, anything could be in the 10. It could be the single and a promo. Like, come on. Or it could be any of these lower value cards and you're fighting for value back. I do think a lot of these are underestimated, and you're seeing ones like Martha, though, go under that 100 listing mark, and it will be really hard for quantities to rebound on stuff like how Spellbound has been super slow after getting hyped a few times because nobody wants to open these, and all the vendors are hoping to still just take the loss on them sealed instead of ripping themselves for value because it's not worth it. The value's not there, and that's why they've gone down so much. But be aware, even if you were waiting Black Friday, I mean, it's fun to open a product, especially on the cheap, but what are you getting out of it? Do have that in-game in mind. And finally, actually not a KC store exclusive, this is Amiami, not sponsored at all, and they also do have the Blue Eyes and Kribo stuff up. They put up all the B2 banners that were advertised by the Kaiba Corp store that are Labyrinth, as well as a lot of set banner monsters. So if you didn't want to overpay on a set banner, although you will be paying international shipping charged on top of these prices, they have the Rose, the Ray, and all the Labyrinth B2 wall scrolls. So, you know, you can protect your virginity at all costs and, you know, pay tribute to the Labyrinths all around your room. But hey, people might like their aesthetic. But seriously, the set banner monsters are many of these the cover monsters as well, and they are pretty budget versus the 4,400 yen currently won't be charged you till orders are ready though, and that can change on exchange rates. We're at an all-time high, but that's about $30 a banner right here. And I know a ton of people were asking me about where to get the Labyrinth stuff, so Amiami, but be aware with how long these are, it can be a larger package, and that can end up in cost on shipping, like towards 50, 60, depending on what all you order and combine your orders on here. And again, you won't know that price till later, and you also won't know the price of the yen till later when your order is due, because you won't be charged till then. But Amiami is a great resource, and I personally shop here and get a lot of stuff from there. So be aware all of this is up here, and welcome to spending money like I do. Sometimes I definitely bought the Labyrinth stuff myself too. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the conversation. Use code What'sGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly, or my TCG player link in the description down below, to costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you're going to be buying if you want to help those doctor bills I'm about to face tomorrow. Thank you, and I'll see you on Drunk Stream on Friday. Hopefully Drunk Stream.